day, everyone. This is Teacher Tess, and welcome to Enhanced English Experience. This channel is made for learners and adults who want to enhance their English knowledge and skills. So please like, comment, subscribe, and also hit the notification button. Our video lesson for today is based on the most essential learning competency in English 9, Quarter 3, Week 1. And the most essential learning competency is differentiate biases from prejudices. The objectives of this lesson are: identify biases and prejudices, differentiate biases from prejudices, and cite the importance of knowing the difference between biases and prejudices. To start this lesson, accomplish this given pretest. Determine whether the given scenario shows bias or prejudice. Write the word bias or prejudice on the space provided before each number. Number 1, not hiring someone because of their age or gender. Is it bias or prejudice? Number 2, assuming someone is gay because of the way he acts. Is it bias or prejudice? Bullying and discriminating someone with disability. Bias or prejudice? Next, accepting exclusive membership of clubs where certain people are not allowed. And number 5, posting negative comments in social media about economic status of a family. Is it bias or prejudice? Let us see if you got the correct answers. Number 1, not hiring someone because of their age or gender. This is bias. Next, number 2, assuming someone is gay because of the way he acts. This is prejudice. Next, number 3, bullying and discriminating someone with disability. This is prejudice. Out number 4, accepting exclusive membership of clubs where certain people are not allowed. This is bias. About this, number 5, posting negative comments in social media about economic status of a family. This is prejudice. Did you get all the correct answers? Very good. At your age, you are already very familiar with the adage, "No man is an island," aren't you? We have learned to live not only on our own, but also with the presence and help of other people. As we interact with others, some circumstances are not always warm and accommodating. They are sometimes accompanied by rejections and discriminations. Sensitivity towards other people's feelings and situations is a huge factor that will lead us to live in a world where equality reigns. What comes to your mind when you see this logo? It is a segment from a famous noontime television show, Eat Bulaga. Was there a time in your life when you caught yourself prejudging others? Do you consider yourself judgmental as well? Then, how will you judge these given dialogues? Do you believe that these statements show fairness and equality? If your answer is no, then it means you are good in detecting prejudices. But what made you say that the dialogues show prejudices? What is a prejudice? Prejudice refers to a preconceived opinion or feeling toward a person based solely on their affiliation with a group. This feeling may be translated into action by discriminating against the person or members of the target group. An individual may be prejudiced against others based on factors such as race, age, gender, sexual orientation, class status, religion, nationality, and amongst other things. Examples: I don't want poor people living in my neighborhood. Another one: I don't want Chinese owning businesses in my town. These examples clearly show that there are prejudices going on. The statements prejudice against poor people and Chinese, basically because of their nationality and status. Even though they may have not done anything wrong yet, but because of their backgrounds, people tend to prejudge them and eventually discriminate them. These are very common in our society even up to the present time. That causes confusion and is often used interchangeably with prejudice is bias. But these two terms differ from each other. What is a bias? Bias is a tendency to lean in a certain direction, either in favor of or against a particular thing. To be truly biased means to lack a neutral viewpoint on a particular topic. Somewhere along the line, bias took on a negative connotation. If you're biased towards something, then you lean favorably toward it. You tend to think positively of it. Meanwhile, if you're biased against something, then you lean negatively against it. You tend to think poorly of it. Examples: First, in other schools, the supreme student officer positions are only given to males and not to females. Another one, Catholic schools only accept students who share the same religious beliefs. And to give an examples, a certain group or people is given favor than the other. In number 1, males are given more power or authority than females. Number 2, students who are interested to study in a school but don't share the same religion can't be admitted. Did you understand the difference between bias and prejudice? Now, it's time to accomplish this exercise. Examine the given images closely. Identify which image shows bias or prejudice. Write the word bias or prejudice as your answer. Number 1. Is this picture showing bias or prejudice? How about this second picture? Is this bias or prejudice? This one. Is it bias or prejudice? What about this picture? What does this show? Bias or prejudice? This last one. What does this picture show? Is it bias or prejudice? Let us see if you got correct answers. Number 1. Is this bias or prejudice? The answer is it's prejudice. This picture shows a man who believes he is better than a person with disability by laughing at him. What about this one? What does this picture show? The answer is it's bias. It is gender bias since the male gender is given superiority over the female. How about this third one? This illustration shows bias or prejudice. The answer is it's prejudice. The two privileged men judge the man by his status. How about this fourth picture? Is this bias or prejudice? The answer is it's prejudice because the boys are making assumptions because of their different social and cultural backgrounds. And this last one, this is an example of bias. Someone can be biased depending on which angle he views the given situation. Did you get all the correct answers? Great! Now it's time to accomplish exercise 2. Study and evaluate whether the given scenarios contain biases and prejudices. Write bias, prejudice, or none. Number 1. Some Muslims are assumed to be terrorists and eventually being discriminated. Is this bias, prejudice, or none? Next, number 2. Jews during the period of Hitler were sentenced to death because Hitler himself despised Jewish people. Is this bias, prejudice, or none? Next, number 3. A teacher gives good rating to her student who shares the same religious belief with her. Is this bias, prejudice, or none? Next, number 4. A married couple lives in a new country where they are free to attend to any of their church services. Is this bias, prejudice, or none? Next, number 5. Tom Cruise's affiliation with Scientology prompts all kinds of negative press. Is this bias, prejudice, or none? Let us check your answers. Number 1. What is the answer? Some Muslims are assumed to be terrorists and eventually being discriminated. This is prejudice. How about this one? Jews during the period of Hitler were sentenced to death because Hitler himself despised Jewish people. This is bias. Next, number 3. A teacher gives good rating to her student who shares the same religious belief with her. This is bias. How about this one? Number 4. A married couple lives in a new country where they are free to attend to any of their church services. Is there bias, prejudice, or none? The answer is none. And the last one. Tom Cruise's affiliation with Scientology prompts all kinds of negative press. Is there bias, prejudice, or none? The answer is prejudice. Did you get all the correct answers? Very good! that you already know the difference between bias and prejudice, and you can already distinguish between situations that show bias or prejudice. Now it's time to do exercise 3. Why do you think it is necessary to know how to distinguish biases from prejudices? Write your answer in a paragraph form in a piece of paper. This ends our video lesson on differentiating biases from prejudices. Hope you learned something and hope to see you again in my next videos. Again, this is Teacher Tess saying thank you for watching and have a great day.